Today we're reviewing the Adidas SL20. And before we get too far into the review and the run, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Really does help me a lot and the channel. We've got lots of exciting, you can see they've got 300 plus videos back on the channel. You can go back and watch, all running related and a few other little bits of fun. But let's get back into the review and the run. So here are my quick thoughts on it, but obviously watch the whole video to get an in-depth and full understanding of what these mean. So I bought this shoe from Running Warehouse for 90 euros. So I thought that's pretty, decent price for a running shoe. So thus far we've done 9 runs, 90 kilometers in total, and a little bit of walking as well. The shoe has a 10mm drop, so it's got a 25mm heel stack height and 15mm forefoot stack height. If you're interested in the weight, here's the weights here. I haven't actually weighed it myself yet. It actually feels really light on the foot and when I'm holding it. Other materials wise, there's not too much padding around the heel collar. Overall, it's just well designed and using good materials. The LightStrike midsole is the fully Adidas one. No boost in this shoe. Now, actually that's quite a good thing. I've got the Adidas 5s and it's got the boost, and this shoe without the boost, and I'm really enjoying running without the boost, and it gives a really good difference between having different shoes. So if you just have boost shoes, Solar Boost, Ultra Boost, Adidas 5s, having a little bit of a mix, have like a Hoka shoe, have a Nike shoe, have an Adidas shoe, have a firm shoe, have a wider toe box shoe. You get the point. Have a little bit of variety, and that can be like a world of good for your foot, and also help make different muscles work in different ways to become a better and stronger runner. A running shoe is not going to improve your performance massively. There are much better and healthier and safer ways to improve your running rather than just buying a running shoe. A running shoe is not going to make everything work and all of a sudden it cures all your problems, but they can obviously help like everything in life. But I just really wanted to quickly stress that point because the time where there's all these carbon plated shoes and everything, the shoe doesn't make the runner kind of delivers the goods, not the shoe. So let's go through the positives and the negatives of what I think of this shoe. First of all, what do I like about the shoe? Well, I think it looks really good. I really like the colorway, I like the way it looks, I like the way that it feels as well on my foot, and that really is one of the good things. I really love the flow when I'm running in this shoe. I just feel like, I don't know, I could run at this consistent pace. It's a weird sort of thing. It makes me want to just keep a consistent, nice pace. So one of the things that I really do love about it is this midsole, the EVO foam on the bottom. So it's got this LightStrike midsole, which is Adidas's own technology. Every brand's got their own technology, but it feels good. It's a really good mix between responsive and a little bit of cushion, not too much cushion. So you see most brands these days like Hoka, very cushioned shoes, and look at Nike, they got their Pegasus lineup, the Infinity React, they got such a large amount of cushion these days. It's not like that. It gives you an actual running feel. Like running shoes used to be. I think this is kind of like a good mix between them. That it gives you a good feeling of the ground, and you can actually just run with your own stride rather than just letting the shoe taking control and you're just doing whatever. You actually feel as if you are doing the running. Now that plays into line with another thing that maybe I dislike but I really do like. So obviously we know it's got like a 10mm drop, and I prefer usually to have a less drop because I don't want to be heel striking. But because of this midsole and this foam, you feel where you're landing. So if you're landing when you start to get lazy in my stride, like just in my run just now, I felt that I was, heel striking at one point, and as soon as that happened, I could feel it, and it reminded me to improve my gait cycle. So this shoe really has helped me, get a real feeling and grasp of my own running. This shoe's done about 100 kilometers in, and to be honest, it looks pretty much brand new. If it wasn't for all the dust and the dirt on it, pretty good condition, and I foresee that this shoe will last a long time. The grip obviously has this Continental rubber, and the rubber all throughout here, a nice wider platform than quite a lot of the other Adidas shoes like the Adios range. and I think that's going to be really good on durability wise. The torsion plate also helps to give you a little bit of like stability in there. It's meant for the neutral runner, but it does give you like also that little bit of snappiness and a little bit more rigidity in the shoe. Another great thing about this shoe is the price point. I mean, at 90 euros, this is a steal of a shoe, especially like, it's a running shoe. It's not just like a casual shoe, and it's not a bad running shoe as well. For 90 euros, I think this is like a real good bargain. Now, of course, it doesn't go without saying, I do have some things that I don't actually really like about it. If you've been following me on YouTube for a while, you'll know that I've been testing this and I've had a little bit of struggles like getting the fit right. So I don't mean by the fit in the length of the shoe, that's been really good, but getting the right lockdown over the shoe for my foot has been real struggle. So usually with Adidas shoes, I've always been able to lace them up just normally, but with these ones I've been having to do the heel lock, so it gets you a real kind of secured tighten into the shoe. So my foot has been moving a little bit in the heel, and that can be, you know, you don't really want that to be moving around because we can get some rubbing. But I've been really struggling is either been doing it too tight and then we're going to constrict over the top of the foot, and that's not a good thing neither. Too loose and we're getting too much slipping. So actually, you know, only today I probably managed to get a really good fit from, you know, when I left the house and didn't have to redo it. So the big key takeaway for that is, you know, the shoe's great, but make sure you try it on, make sure it's the right fit for you, because I've tried other Adidas shoes and they were great and bought the same size in this one, and it's just a little bit here and there. The size is right, it's just the build of this shoe. Arch support in these shoes is a lot higher than it has been in the Adidas range for me. So it hasn't actually caused any problems for me, but I can definitely feel it when I put them on for the first time. And you know, those first few 100 meters, I can feel that the arch is a little bit higher, but there's no problems for me. But there have been people who I've heard that have had a few issues with the arch, just like giving them a little bit more discomfort and maybe rubbing on their arch themselves. So really important, obviously, to go and try it on yourself before. But in saying that, you know, we always run, even if we try a shoe on in the shop, we always run the risk of when you go out and actually do 10 kilometers in it, it's a very different thing. Now, this might seem like a little bit of a picky dislike for the shoe, but I think the laces, I don't know, they're like, I don't know, like a 10-year-old school shoe laces. Mind you, nowadays they have pretty fancy ones, but you know, they're pretty like big and thick, you know. Why not just put the thinner ones on? I guess maybe that costs more. And then, you know, this extra materials around the back and the sides, it's just not needed. It doesn't offer support, it's for show. Get rid of it, weighs less, looks just as cool, I think, in my eyes. That's down to personal preference, I guess. So there you go, those are my positives and negatives of this shoe. So when would I be using this shoe? It's got a really nice base stack height, so you could use it for a long run. It's got a snappy enough ride for a tempo, for some intervals, using it on the track, out on the asphalt, on the gravel. I think it's actually a really great all-round shoe, and for somebody who's like maybe looking to starting to get into running, it might be quite a good buy. So my final thoughts on the shoe, is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's a good shoe for the price, and if you can get it to fit you, then that's the perfect thing. Now make sure that you go into a shoe shop and try it. That's one of my biggest pieces of advice for this shoe, I think. If it's not that if you own an Adidas shoe in that size that it's going to fit you. Otherwise, the feeling and the ride, when I get it right, I just love it. I enjoy running in this shoe, and I'm going to continue using it for a variety of different runs, but also remembering to mix it up into some other shoes. Now, if you've got any comments to add to it, you've been running in it, leave a comment down below. And also, if you've got any questions for me on this shoe, drop it down below. I'll be more than happy to respond back to it. Remember, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button and press subscribe. There's going to be plenty more content like this and other adventures coming soon. Hope everybody's running's going well, and we'll see you in the next video.